everybody, my name is Sherry. Welcome to my stamp studio. I'm super excited for the project I'm going to show you today. I don't like to craft far ahead, but I know for me to show you stuff and for you to decide whether or not you want to get it, and then you have time to get it and then make your stuff for a season, it requires that I work ahead. So for the next couple of videos, probably 3 or 4, I will be showing you some fall centric stuff. I don't think I'm going to do Christmas. I may, but I'm not quite there yet. I'm not a Christmas in July person. Christmas is December. Christmas does not officially start until after Thanksgiving kind of person. So it's hard for me to do it ahead of time, but obviously with crafting, we need to get going. And I do want to say, if you want me to send you a copy of the upcoming holiday catalog, the Holiday Mini, then if you have purchased $50 or more from me since the last catalog came out, which would be May, then you'll automatically get one. If you're in Card Club, I'm going to send a little thing, and it will be included with the Card Club. I don't know if we'll have them in August. Yeah, we should have them in August with your August Card Club. And if you've never purchased from me before and you do not have a demonstrator, if you have a demonstrator, have her send it to you. Sometimes when I say that, people are like, I don't know when my demonstrator is going to send it. Yeah, if you're buying from somebody else, let her give you the catalog, because we do pay for them. And then we pay to ship them. But I just wanted to remind you, because I've been a little bit behind. I'm going to just quick show you some cards that you may have missed. This uses the new metallic rub-ons, which are fabulous. These are both with Extraordinary Flora. This is the new Sunflower folder. I should also add that if you are watching this the day that I'm posting it, July 25th, it's the last day of the free shipping offer from Stampin' Up. So you can get all of the stuff I'm going to show you. I'm 99% certain it's in stock. I meant to check before I started filming and I forgot. This is the Coneflower Celebration. And these have videos up. And then this will be Charming Day, will be August Card Club. And then this is a really fun technique using masking paper. And those are online exclusives. So here is today's. It's the Halloween Suite. I don't remember the name, but the link will be down below the video. It's a suite. It has everything that you need to make some cute Halloween cards, decorations, treats for your kids or your grandkids, or your neighborhood kids, or just your girlfriends. You go out for a Halloween day with your girlfriends. So here is the stamp set. Today I'm using the little puppy dog. I almost used the cat because I'm a cat person, and I've had a girl my whole life, but all of a sudden my grandson makes me look at the boy things first. That's never happened. I love the Don't Worry, Eat Sweets and no tricks, all treats. There was no place on this particular card to put them. But you can see it also makes this fun little tag, and I've taken out the ones that I'm using today. So let's take a look at the paper. So this paper is the one I've cut. So you can see it comes like this. This would be great for a framed picture. You could put black and white pictures of your kids in the past and make a cute little frame and just pull it out every October. How much fun would that be? It's also a great piece for scrapbooking. And it comes like this. So I have cut these 3 off. And I just used my paper trimmer and cut those. I used this one on the first one, but this one should work too. I'm hoping that it's just as cute. This one would also work. It would be really cute with a little girl, the little kitten girl. There's the other side of that one. And I love this because did I not just say I'm a cat person? Actually, this is the 3rd time I started filming this video because my cat won't leave me alone. So she was up there. But see the little cat in the window? And there's the other side. The thing I love about the other sides of these papers, so often with Stampin' Up, when you buy a seasonal designer series paper, on the flip side is whatever you want it to be. So this could be Valentine's. This could be just a regular fall. It could be anything where you just need some Timotire. It could be a great, like, university if your team colors are that. Then we have some special papers. This right here, you can see our tags. So I think I will probably pull this one out, maybe this one, and use it on a fall project that is not Halloween based, because like I said, you can do it. And this could be any kind of masculine card on the flip side of that. Now these guys, if you want to just get the paper and you're like, I don't need the stamp set because you don't think you'll do that much with Halloween, then this is the perfect set of paper for you, because obviously you can cut these all out. Super cute little animals dressed up as Halloween creatures. And then again, some timid tiger. If your school colors were orange and black, this would be a pack of paper you would want. And then look, I'll show you this, because this is the piece that I'm using. So I have cut 2 pieces from this, and I cut them 4 by 5 1/4. So I've used one on my first card, and then the next one I'm going to use. So I wanted you to see this. And then here's the back side. This was the only one that I think still has a Halloween vibe to it, because black and orange, unless your school colors are black and orange, like I said, perfect for you. None of our teams are those colors. But then this also has this. And all these pop out, and you can see you get 3 of each of them. And there are 2 sheets. So if you don't need the stamps, like I said, it's super easy to get this and not need any kind of stamps. But the stamps are adorable, as are the dies. But then you get like 6 of the hippos, 6 of the little kittens, 6 of, is it a buzzard? I'm not sure what the 6 of the birds, because you have doubles of those. So that is the paper. It is called Spooky Sweet. Oops. What happens when you have too much stuff on your table? I just knocked something off. And then I'm not going to use this, but it is the ribbon that comes with the suite, because if you just want to order the whole suite, it's Stampin' Up! Makes it easy for us to shop that way. So here's the ribbon, and it's beautiful. And then I am using the iridescent treat bags, and this is the star of the show on this card. I have been out of the loop. I have no clue what's gone on in Stampin' Up! Stamping World the last couple of months. But my girlfriend, when we got together a couple of weeks ago, they worked. I just sat there and needed some girl time. Actually, I think that time I even had my grandson with me. But she showed me how people are using these. So obviously you can put your candy in here, put some money in here, whatever you give for Halloween, tie it up with that cute ribbon and make a little tag. That's the main focus of the iridescent treat bags, but that's not how we're going to use them today. And then I am using the stars, the shimmer star foam stickers. So they are on foam. You can use them Christmas. You could use them next 4th of July. So they're not just Halloween. So now let's get going on this project. I'm also using, I don't remember what they're called. They are the circle dies. I will have them down below the video. They are on Last Chance. They're the wonky circles. I love them, especially for cards like this that are whimsical. The whimsical kind of circle cut then is perfect. And they are maybe $10, $15 off. I did look this morning, because all the time now I check to see if something's in stock. And because they've all Stampin' Up!, you've probably noticed, has changed the way they discontinue things. So we always have to check. So I was like, do we even have these? And we do have them. They are on clearance. So I have a little piece of scrap paper here, because once the price of cardstock went up, back in the day, my cat was up here. I told you there's cat hair everywhere. I thought I got it all. Back in the day, I probably would have thrown this out, but I probably am not spending any more on cardstock with the price increase. And it was really the white that went up. And it's not Stampin'. It's the industry. Like white cardstock has just, all cardstock in general has gone up a lot. As has everything. I mean, who knew that we'd pay as much as we do for a pound of hamburger or a dozen eggs? But these days, I just keep using it until there is nothing left on it. Can I get it all on here? I'm trying to not let you see my head. I think I got it. I mean, my hair looks semi-cute today, but you want to see the stamp and not. So here's a little tip. Sometimes if you notice a splatter after you've stamped with the photopolymer stamp, you know, it sticks to the paper and you hear the noise when you pull it off. It's because the ink hasn't set all the way, and when you pull it, like, it splatters the ink. I don't want little splatters on my guy's head. So I'm just going to pull it up. If you pull it up slow and let it have time to kind of dry in between, it gets all the ink off on your paper and not half on your stamp. It also does well for these solid images when you need it to be black. So I want to color this. I'm going to color quickly because obviously this is likely going to a child. Although when my daughter was in college, I used to send her cards all the time. And since she said this is the cutest one I've ever made, she would have probably liked it. But I'm not going to take too long, but I do want to color it. So I'm going to show a quick way to use your blends. Let's do our pumpkin. So I have Timid Tiger. I'm going to start with all my dark colors first. So on my Timid Tiger, on my dark, do all of my dark colors from the left side of my image. And then we'll do dark over here on one stripe of his sock. And dark on the second. And then we will grab our light. But because I don't want to spend a lot of time blending, I am going to use the brush tip when I move to the light. That'll get a little bit less ink on there. And not require me going over and over. And that keeps it a little bit lighter as well. Because as soon as you do that second coat, then it's a little bit darker. So now let's do our Petunia Pop. I love this color because it is a purple pink that is perfect if you're using stuff, if you want to add a pop of color on a card that's going to if you're making a masculine card, then this works. Oops, I said dark. So I'm going to use my bullet tip for the dark. With it, I'm going to press a little bit harder. So do this one side over here. And then the second time, I'm just hitting that little edge. And then we're going to come with the brush tip. And to get a good shade with this, you need to not color over and over. That's why the brush tip is a good option, because you don't have to keep coloring. And then I have Lemon Lolly, but I'm just going to do one Lemon Lolly. And just a quick brush on of color, and I'll add a little bit of shading to the middle for the lollipop. And then I have Lemon Lime Twist. So start with the dark. And obviously this is the biggest image. So I'm going to do half his shirt, not half, a third. Kind of down along these little things here. And I'm going to go back again with this. I forgot to add his little... So by really getting that part dark, it's going to look like I blended it and spent a bunch of time, but I spent none. I forgot I wanted to add a little bit of the Petunia Pop to his cuffs. And then again, I'm going to take my brush tip. So first I will put it on everywhere. And then right here in the middle where the colors kind of meet. Get those. And now we just have to color our little puppy. So I have dark smoky slate and then light gray granite because this would need a little bit more blending if you're doing it the traditional way. But by using two colors that are close together, then I won't have to do that. So I'm going to do the dark. Again, everything on the left side. And then this little Frankenstein thing there. And then we go back one more time. You can also take it over the top of this black where my other one, because I wasn't talking, these are a little bit more solid. Don't like when all the white shows through. And then one more time just over here. And now I have my light gray granite. So I'm going to brush it on, leave a little bit of white area. And then the areas that are tiny and the areas that need to be mixed, I'm going to switch to my brush tip. is that brush tip, especially because my blend is a little old. It's a little frayed, but the brush on its own I think would be too big for some of those. Okay, now you can see here where those colors meet. This is why I need my brush tip, so I can get a little bit more control. And we'll just kind of let those blend. If I was giving this card to a little girl, I would probably add just a touch of the Petunia Pop to her cheek. But you don't have to, so on this one I won't, but that would be one little fun thing that you could do. So here are our guys. They are, let me show you how I cut all this out. So there are, if I can pick them up, dies for this. And then I have my standard size black card, and I have already put a score mark on it so I know where the halfway point is. Here is the piece that I cut that is 4 by 5 1/4. So when I put it through the die cut machine, I want it to stay together, but I want to be able to use both of the pieces that pop out. And one of those will show up on a things that was laying on my desk card, probably the week after next. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit there so this will hold in place. So now when I run this through, I can add the circle, and it will keep both of my pieces exactly where they need to be for this. So, and then I have, this is this piece, and I've already used some fat dies. So I'm going to put those through with that. So let me cut these out. All right, so those are cut out. So here's what happens when you do that, and it just takes one pass through. And then you do want to go ahead and pull this apart, even though I used a tiny bit of adhesive. Then you can use an adhesive eraser. I will put the Amazon link to the one that I love, and you can just erase that off. And then you have it, because it's on black cardstock, it will leave a tiny bit of it's just like evidence that something has been there, but you would have to know. But it also helps this scrap piece from sticking to everything else that I might lay over there, which is probably not wise that I'm doing that now, because surely to goodness I will stick something on it. But because this has already been scored, now I can fold this. And I didn't want to have it scored before I went through, because, I mean, not folded, because then sometimes it, it can make the fold be a little wonky in your cut and emboss machine. So you can see this is going to line up here. But now we need to do the bag. So I took one of these bags and I just used my snips and trimmed it into 2 pieces, the front and the back. They're not gusseted. I'm going to grab my embossing tray, and I see that there's some gold powder and I don't want to melt that in it, so I'm just going to use it upside down. Then I'm going to take, you would probably see it better here. I don't know, maybe you won't see it any better on that, but you just need to take your heat tool. I tried to like melt a hole in the scrap piece of it. It wasn't melting the hole, so I think you're pretty good. But I did find the longer that you heated it, like sometimes it would take out the little ripples that we had in there, because we want to give it some texture. I don't know, maybe you'll see it better not on the paper. I think you can see it better on there. So it really, the bags are more of a pink tinge when you just look at them, especially layered on top of each other. When I put it on the card, it magically changed to green. When you open the window, then you see the pink again, but it did have much more of a green. So I know my circle on my card is going to be here in the middle, so if I don't get the edges, that's okay. That looks good. And so now we have this, and this just goes away. It's just the steam. So let's put this together. The first thing you want to do is put your window sheet on, or your iridescent bag. I want this to be nice and folded. Go back again, so it stays nice and folded. I always feel like if I used my paper trimmer to do this, I wouldn't have to do this. It really just guarantees that you have a straight line, and I do it so often that I feel like my lines are pretty straight. Okay, so now we're gonna put adhesive around the edges. This would also make a really fun shaker card. But I wanted it to be pretty quick and simple. So you can see it's bigger than what we need. I'm gonna stick this piece up here. And then I kind of let mine not be flat to keep those patterns in there. And then I just cut this extra off. That way I was able to pick the part that I wanted. I don't know if there's enough left of this that I can do anything with it, but I put it over in with the circles from the cards to see if I can do something with it. We will. Otherwise, I'm happy to just have it be that much. Now on this one, I'm going to put the adhesive on the back side. And again, you want to make sure that you have enough adhesive, one, that it's going to stick to the card, because if you only stick it to the part where there is the bag, it won't be as secure. So I'm getting it everywhere. And then I found it was easier because, see, it's really hard to see where your circle is. And it doesn't have to be perfect. There's a lot going on the card, so don't feel like it has to be exactly over. But if you do put it on a white background and open it up, it's easier. So there's a lot of adhesive. You want to make sure you get it straight. So I'm going to start up here in the corner. And before I let it all drop on here, I'm going to make sure it's pretty straight. That looks good. You can see over here. My other one must be more crinkly because nothing stuck out the side. I'm just going to jam it back under there. My other one doesn't have any, so it must be the shrinkage. I must have shrunk it more. And then press it all on there. And that way it gets to the cardstock where there's cardstock and sticks to. So it doesn't that kind of, I don't know, on camera, does it look pink? And then you close it and you're like, oh, well, that turned green. So it doesn't matter. Both colors look fabulous. And then when you open it, especially for kids, because it changes the color. So here is our panel. I have the pumpkin patch on the other card. But look how cute this would be if you did the little girl, and it would just look like she was looking in at a mirror at herself. So all of them will work. This is probably going to make the color even more green because it's going to have so much yellow on it. The other one doesn't have any yellow on it. Isn't that fun? Super, super fun. So to finish it off, it's really easy. He's going to hold his pumpkin on this side, so you need to make sure that you leave room for his pumpkin. I was a little bit worried about the dimensional showing through the back, but you can't even really see it on there. So 2 larger dimensionals with him, and then get a baby dimensional for a little pumpkin. For those of you that are not watching from the US, because I know my Aussie friends will be like, we don't trick or treat. Well, for one, it's starting to be light forever there, right? You know, my husband's Australian. We lived there. My daughter was born there. And my 2 bats. And I know sometimes you're like, is it really like that? Do all the kids in the neighborhood dress up? They do. And depending on the neighborhood, now the adults dress up because, you know, we raise children who are still a little bit have the childlike spirit as adults. But people do little bonfires. When our kids were little, a friend of ours did a trebuchet, and they sat in the backyard. And when the kids rang the doorbell, it fired the treats over the top of the house. And if they put their basket right where it said to, then it landed in their basket. So yes, it depends on where you are in the US, but it definitely is like that. So I'm going to add 3 of these purple stars, well, petunia pop, and then 3 of the black, and just random. And again, you'll be able to see them from the back side of the paper. And then 3 of the white. I'm putting the big ones on the window, and then the other 2 sizes up on the paper. And you can see the stars are in the background of this. Okay, is that not adorable? There is room over here. I thought about embossing the words. The one about the sweets would fit down there embossed in white, but again, I think it's a kid card. And you can kind of see the dimensional. You would have to know what you're looking at. Partly, if you really cared, then you could cut it into star shape and put that on the back. And here's the other one. So this one is I think that because this didn't stick out when I put it on, I smushed it up a little bit more, so it would have a little bit more of the wrinkled effect. That's why it didn't hang out the edge. But it also made my card not as flat. You can see this one's a little bit flatter. But this is the pumpkin patch. And see, can't see the dimensional hardly at all. So I will have everything that you need to create this card. If you look down below the video or if you're on my email list, it will be in your email. Have a great one. Bye.